Thank you everybody for being here tonight. I'm Mrs. Oves, your college and career counselor for Ocean City School District. I'm excited to see so many families logging in and showing interest in our dual credit and our early college programs. I myself, as a parent of 2 children in the district, they are enrolled in the dual credit program with Atlantic Cape Community College. I strongly believe in it. I think it's a wonderful program. I'm very excited to see so many families interested in taking advantage of these opportunities. Tonight, I'll be just doing a quick overview of the resources that are available to you to support you in this process, and then I will turn it over to Atlantic Cape Community College professionals to talk to you about the different things to consider about dual credit, as well as how to register, pay, and apply for dual credit. So before we get started, I just wanted to introduce our 2 speakers that are with us, and we're waiting for a third. We have Donna Vasallo, who is the Dean of Professional Studies, High School Initiatives, and Internships at Atlantic Cape Community College. And we have Carmen Cabrera, who is now the Assistant Director of Admissions with Atlantic Cape Community College, and also my rock and go-to for dual credit and enrollment at Atlantic Cape Community College. So thank you both for being here. We're waiting for Carol Frayone, who is the college recruiter for Atlantic Cape. Also another go-to person of mine who is very, very helpful to our students and our families. And Carol is now logging in. So I'll
Yay.
her. So just so you know, if you want information about dual credit programs, if you go onto my college and career site, you'll see that I have a dual credit opportunity tab. Tonight, we're solely focusing on Atlantic Cape Community College. I did create a handbook for you that you can take a look at that will explain how to earn, what courses are eligible for dual credit, as well as how you pay and register, and the details of the program. I also have a quick video sort of overviewing the benefits of doing dual credit and early college programs with Atlantic Cape. So feel free to watch that if you have extra time. But like I said, I think it's a fantastic opportunity for our students to get a jump on college. It's financially makes a lot of sense for many, many families, not every family, but most families. So without further ado, I'm turning it over to the expert, Donna Vasallo, who's been doing this way longer than I have, to talk to you about the benefits of early college with Atlantic Cape.
Thank you, Mrs. Oves. Hi, parents. My name is Donna Vasallo, and I am the Dean at Atlantic Cape. And I'm happy to report that I've been very involved with high school initiatives in the 7 years that I've been a dean at our college. I'm a graduate of our college, a proud graduate of our college, and a strong supporter of all high school initiatives. I have to share with you, before we even talk about early college tonight, the incredible amount of support and enthusiasm that your administration at Ocean City High School has expressed with Atlantic Cape. So my thanks to Dr. Kathy Taylor, certainly Dr. Matt Jamison, Lauren Gunther, and Mrs. Oves for allowing us the opportunity to really, dive in, do a deep dive, continue to look at opportunities where we can do a close alignment with college credit in a dual credit initiative. Let me share with you first what dual credit looks like, just in case you might be unaware. Dual credit at Atlantic Cape means we take a look at Ocean City High School's curriculum, your teachers, your curriculum. We review that with our teachers, our faculty, in the subject matter expertise that it's being taught. And when all learning objectives, all goals, all assessments, all alignments are in play, then we provide the high school the opportunity for dual credit, meaning we can allow you in the high school to teach this curriculum that the college has approved at a very reduced rate while your son or daughter is in high school. It's an incredible opportunity, and one that Ocean City in the past 7 years since I've been working with them has truly increased. And I know Mrs. Oves has some information to share with you on our site so you can see exactly how many of our dual credits are currently approved. And I can tell you that we're in this academic year looking at least 6 more for possible alignment in academic year 2022. What is early college? Well, we have MOAs, memorandums of agreements, with 8 high schools in Atlantic and Cape May County. And every one of those MOAs looks a little different, but all early college programs align the opportunity for your son or daughter to gain as many college credits as possible while they're still in high school. Most of our dual credit agreements begin in the sophomore year. They start to increase in the junior year and certainly increase in the senior year. It is in no way, shape, or form a guarantee that your son or daughter is going to go through Ocean City High School and walk out with a high school diploma in one hand and a college degree in another. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. And we've had 2 years of success stories. One this coming year at Middle Township High School, where we're going to see 16 young ladies finish with a high school degree and a college diploma. But it doesn't come without an incredible amount of determination and grit and rigor. So what does that mean? It means the opportunity for your son or daughter to gain as many dual credits as possible, possibly even some concurrent credits while they're at Ocean City High School. What does concurrent credit look like? Concurrent credit means that our faculty come to Ocean City High School and teach our curriculum. So we're in incredible conversations with your administration to offer that opportunity for that to happen in academic year 2022. Should that be a possibility, then your son or daughter has the opportunity while at Ocean City to gain dual credit and concurrent credit. Is getting to 60 credits possible? Yes, but not without additional online courses, nighttime courses, winter break courses, and summer courses. It comes with an incredible amount of determination. But the purpose of early college isn't necessarily to get to 60. Is it an incredible feat if it happens? Yes, and it's a great accomplishment. But we look at early college as the opportunity for your son or daughter to gain as many college credits as possible in the comfort of their high school environment. That is, to us at Atlantic Cape, the biggest advantage of early college programs. Getting your son or daughter the opportunity while in high school to gain as many college credits as possible. So should your son or daughter not get to 60, does not mean it's not a successful outcome. If your son or daughter gains 6 credits, 9 credits, 12 credits, 21 credits, there are incredible opportunities for those students to now move these credits to a college of their choice. Now, parents, I would be remiss if I didn't sit here and tell you that I certainly wish for your son or daughter to continue their education at Atlantic Cape. That's what all of us at Atlantic Cape wish. But if your son or daughter simply chooses to gain college credit with us while they're at Ocean City and transfer to another college, we get it, we understand, and we support. Because the beauty of our program and the beauty of the relationship that we've created with Mrs. Oves and the entire Ocean City administration is not necessarily look at one son or one daughter, but to recognize that there are younger siblings, there are parents that may want to come back to college, there are neighbors that may not know about Atlantic Cape, and it's building and cultivating the relationship that is really the importance of this agreement. So I'm thrilled that in the 7 years that I've been working so closely with Ocean City, and my colleagues I'm sure will agree, we've made incredible strides at Ocean City to continue to increase the dual credit opportunities. And that's what we're here for tonight, to answer any questions that you may have, to certainly share with you how Ocean City is crafting their early college program and the opportunity to increase those dual credit and possibly concurrent credit opportunities in academic year 2022. So my thanks to Mrs. Oves for inviting us. We are incredibly strong supporters, and we're probably her biggest cheerleaders as well.
Thank you. And I just want to make mention too, we get a lot of questions about will my credits transfer? And I do have some resources for families, and I will send it out tomorrow along with this recording. There are a number of resources that you can use. The challenge is when you look at colleges out of state. Right now we have one website that covers all of the in-state schools in this great state of New Jersey. But every college is going to be a little bit different in terms of how they accept transfer credit. I will tell a little success story. A few years ago, I had a student that was shy of 2 classes to graduate from Drexel. And if you know how much Drexel costs, it's about $74,000 a year. Atlantic Cape Community College just happens to have an articulation agreement with Drexel. So they take all of Atlantic Cape's credits. And this particular student called me and said, Mrs. Oves, did I do macro and microeconomics dual credit with Atlantic Cape? And I said, yes, you did. And the relief of that family, she graduated on time and didn't have to do an extra semester. So sometimes, even if you're not doing the dual degree, those extra credits come in big, or maybe, you're an athlete and you don't want to take, 15, 16 credits that semester, you want to take 12. Those dual credits can help supplement those semesters. So it is a great advantage, like Donna mentioned, whether you do the dual diploma or you do 12 credits. It's a financial savings, and the equivalent cost. I know, like University of Delaware is like $4,500 to $5,000 a class. If you can transfer a class that you maybe paid under $200 for from Atlantic Cape, it's a huge savings. So there's other things to consider as well. Not to go on a long tangent, but I think those are things to consider as well. So should I turn it over to Carmen?
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. And thank you, Toby, for the invite. I am Carmen Cabrera. You've probably heard or will see my name come across soon. But I am the Assistant Director to the Admissions Office at Atlantic Cape. And I am also a graduate of Atlantic Cape. So I am an alumni as well. So I wanted to just go over any questions that you may have in regards to the actual process once you've received the information from Mrs. Oves' department in regards to dual credit. I think Donna pretty much covered everything in regards to dual credit, how it works, how it came to be. And Ocean City and Mrs. Oves have been wonderful. She's definitely a great resource. She has a lot of information, Ms. Oves, in regards to the dual credit. We work closely. We email all the time. If there are any questions, if I have any questions, we go back and forth, and I'm always including Donna because she's the expert on the outside, with the contracts. I actually process everything on the inside at Atlantic Cape. So once you receive all this information from Ms. Oves and you have all this, and if you have any questions in regards to what do I do next, etc., you can always reach out to me. I am here to help every single student and parent with any questions. So basically what happens is once you receive that registration form, and I'll talk a little bit about the registration form and also the application to the college. These are two different applications that parents and students get confused about. So there is an application to Atlantic Cape that is specifically for dual credit students. It is found on our website, and you will create an account first through our website. And then after you create an account, it's going to ask you to complete an application. The application that the students need to look for is the one that is titled dual credit. That is the one that you're going to fill out, your son or daughter is going to fill out and submit to the college. So that when I receive that registration form, again, two separate forms, applications, that I will actually have the student in our account, in the college's account. So the application will come in as the dual credit application, and it will have the students, it will have dual credit, it will have the term already populated, and it will have undeclared. All students coming in through dual credit are undeclared. So that's automatically populated. And then I will be able to find the student in the account, in our account, and go ahead and review their application for any missing information and updates that need to be created on my end in order for the student to be registered for the classes that they choose. One thing you are not aware of is that once I receive that student's registration form and I go through and review and make sure everything is up to date, that registration form then goes over to our registrar's office to be registered. I don't actually input them into the system because one of our colleagues who she worked on the actual registration form for us. She created it so that she can batch register all the students. So when those registrations come through, we process them in a batch, meaning everybody will get registered close to at one time, and then the students will receive an email confirmation. So that's the process on our side that most parents aren't aware of, that it's 2 steps. It's the application to the college, then it's the registration form. I review and make sure everything is received, and then that registration form will go over to the registrar's office for the next phase. Is there any questions about that right now before I keep going?
Yeah, and one of the things that I'd like to point out is you only have to do an application once.
Correct. Just the one time for dual credit. Okay, so the next step is that then once the registrar's office receives them and the deadline has approached and passed, we can now go in and do, as I said, that batch registration and get all the students registered at one time. And once they're registered, they will receive an email confirmation from the registrar's office letting them know that they have been enrolled in their course or courses. And at that point, either the student or the parents will then be able to go into the student's portal through Web Advisor, log in, and submit payment online. So there is no need to come out to the campus and pay in person, or there's no need to send checks, mail checks out, or money orders or whatever, however they're paying, there's no need for that. We've tried to make it so that everything can be done from the comfort of your home. So application is online, registration forms are sent to me, and then payment can be done easily through the student's Web Advisor account.
Excellent.
Any questions?
I'm so glad and grateful that it's now that process.
Yeah, so
We are too.
We definitely are. Yeah, the checks, sometimes what's happened to parents don't realize it. And, I'm very thorough when those checks used to come in. Students' names don't always match the parent's name. And so it's always important that we had like some sort of a connection. So it was very overwhelming to receive so many checks in the mail, and even Donna would receive the checks from the parents. So it was all over the place. But in the end, what we try to do is service every single one of you, every student, every parent as best as possible. And we're trying to continue to make, changes and streamline it so that it becomes easy for everyone involved. And I know Ms. Oves, she is just wonderful. She's always been so helpful, and she's always there for every student, and she makes sure, if she had any questions, she's always asking me and so forth. So we have a great circle here going, and we are here for every one of you and your student, your son, your daughter. We welcome them, and we certainly hope that they take advantage of this opportunity and where they can earn, as Donna said, 3 credits to maybe up to 60 credits, throughout their high school time.
Yeah, and just in case you didn't follow all those steps, I have it mapped out in the handbook on my website, which I'll show you when Carol is finished with her portion of the presentation, and then we'll open it up to Q&A, just so you have a reference. If you forget, what did she say? I have to email it where? It's all laid out for you. And also I received a question in the chat about cost. And I'll show you the costs for a 3 or a 4 credit course, which is also mapped out in the handbook, but it's a very, very reasonable cost. So I'll turn it over to Carol and then we'll open it up to Q&A.
Hi, everyone. Carol Freon. I'm in the admissions office at Atlantic Cape. And what a tremendous opportunity you guys have. You have such a wide selection of these dual credits. I have students who are out of college now, and they're jealous of all of the opportunity, all of the classes that they missed because it wasn't available when they were in high school. But my children did take advantage of it, and they were able to take it to their other institutions. And I have one, again, I just want to give you a little background. One of my sons took dual credit in high school and was able to graduate at Atlantic Cape in a year. So, depends the path you're taking, but you do have this great opportunity. So I really just wanted to share a little bit more information as far as any of the top students. I hope you guys are all aware of the NJ STARS grant. So that is a tuition-free grant. The top 15% students in their graduating class are eligible for free tuition at the community college. And students can make that in junior year, or they can make it in senior year. So that's something else to think about in the future. And there's also a STARS 2 that goes to the four-year institutions in New Jersey. So I want to make sure you guys are aware of that, and that the governor signs off on the community college grant. So that is also the last dollar amount after federal financial aid and state aid. There's more money out there for residents. So tuition free if the adjusted family income is under 65,000. There is more money on top of the federal aid and state aid. So that's really exciting because college is getting affordable, and especially at Atlantic Cape.
I just wanted to interject really quickly and make sure that our families understand that that doesn't apply to concurrent or dual enrollment courses. You have to be fully enrolled in Atlantic Cape Community College with a high school diploma to qualify for free tuition.
Mhm.
Thanks, Toby. Yes, absolutely. So that's really all I wanted to share with you. And if anyone has any questions, we are here for you.
I did get a question in the chat, which I thought was a great question. What is the price difference between a dual credit class and taking it at Atlantic Cape? What is the price difference? And the other question was, is there a discount for concurrent courses?
Colleagues, do you want me to take that?
Sure, Donna.
Okay.
Sure, thanks, Donna.
So here's the biggest difference between a dual credit course and a regular course at Atlantic Cape. We provide the dual credit course at an incredibly reduced rate. So if our current credit rate, for example, parents, is approximately $132, $133 per credit, that also includes additional fees. So that student pays tuition and fees, which could be as high as $150 plus per credit. Dual credit cost is driven by Atlantic Cape's Board of Trustees. It's an annual review process and the board approves the fee. For the last 2 years, the board has kept the fee at $56.30, inclusive, no additional fees. So where you might be paying $135 plus fees per credit, the dual credit cost is $56 currently, $56.30. The reason why it's reduced is because we are reviewing Ocean City High School's curriculum taught by Ocean City High School faculty. So we can extend a very reduced rate to you because we're not paying for the curriculum or the faculty. It's an incredible opportunity. Concurrent credit is still reduced and it's still minus fees. The concurrent rate currently, again, Board of Trustees driven, but currently $105 per credit, no additional fees. Why is it a bit more money than the dual credit fee? Because concurrent courses are college's curriculum, college's faculty. We come directly to Ocean City High School to teach Atlantic Cape courses. That's the difference. And so in an early college model that can benefit the student as best as possible, it truly is very nice to have a good mix of dual credit and concurrent credit that are available to the student while they are still in high school. I hope that answered the question.
Oh, that was a great answer. Thank you so much. And, you know, when you think about the cost of college, like I used University of Delaware as an example, you know, $4,500 to $5,000 a class. So what you can do is if you have a few colleges that your child is interested in, don't hesitate to reach out to their admissions office. I would recommend via email so that you have it in writing that they will accept the Atlantic Cape Community College credit, and you just basically give them the course number and title, and they'll let you know, yes, it will qualify. For me as a parent, when I put my parent hat on, I take the risk. You know, I register my children for all the dual credit eligible courses that I can and hope that they all transfer to wherever they end up going. It's sometimes a little bit of a gamble, but you can do your homework ahead of time. Colleges are used to getting those types of questions, so feel free to ask.
Mrs. Oves, can I jump in? I want to share with parents that a 60 credit degree at Atlantic Cape, or any credits, let's back up, any credits for that matter, are typically acceptable at colleges. Without a doubt, when you look at general education courses, English 101 at Atlantic Cape will look very similar to English 101, quite honestly, at any college or university. So the issue isn't necessarily a matter of will a college accept it. It always comes down to will the college accept it in a course for course alignment. Now, again, in general education courses, this is relatively easy. Again, there's very little difference in English 101 at Atlantic Cape as it is at Drexel or Temple or St. Joe's or Westchester. It will transfer. Now, should there be an instance where a course may be in question, the receiving institution, whether it's a college or a four-year university, will most likely still accept the credits. They may place it somewhere different. They may call it a free elective. Many of us may be familiar with them from our college years, but they will accept the credit. But it's always advantageous, as Mrs. Oves mentioned, if you have a particular college or university that your son or daughter is looking at, to go on their website, to possibly contact their admissions team. And we always suggest to students in high school to go on New Jersey Transfer, because New Jersey Transfer will always give you the Atlantic Cape course and the alignment to other colleges or universities. So I can tell you in our early college models, I've yet to see an concern with a disconnect with one of the courses. Most of our early college models are really supported quite heavily on general education, math, science, social science, and they transfer well. So we haven't had any issues to date on any of our general education requirements that are not transferring to other four-year institutions. And that's important for parents to know.
Transfer website. Sorry, I thought you were finished. I'm so sorry. I did put in the chat njtransfer.org for families, so you can access that. A parent asked a really great question. Since Ocean City High School does not rank, how do we know if our child will qualify for NJ Stars? And quite easily, the guidance department does receive a list of qualifying students. They can qualify at any point, second semester, junior year through senior year, correct, Carol?
Yes, the end of the semester, junior year.
So they can qualify as early as the end of junior year, the middle of senior year, or the end of senior year. So they have the opportunity for eligibility all the way through, correct?
Yes, and it doesn't have to be all the way through. So some students make it in junior year and, you know, maybe not in senior year, that's okay, they made it, and vice versa, because we have people that are on cusp, junior year, and they make it senior year. So it's one or the other.
Thank you so much. Does anybody have any other questions? You can either unmute or you can put it in the chat. If you do unmute, we are recording this meeting, so you might be played over again if you unmute. But if you put it in the chat, you will, your identity will be protected. While we're waiting for additional questions, I am going to go back and share my screen so that you can see where the handbook is found. Can everyone see my screen?
No.
Okay.
No.
Let me go back in then. Share. Okay, there we are.
Okay.
So under, you can Google OCHS College and Career, and my homepage usually comes up, and then just scroll down to dual credit. The Atlantic Cape Community College Dual Credit Handbook is right here, and that is the document that I referenced earlier that will walk you through all the steps of how to register for dual credit. There's also a brief video of the advantages of dual credit for your reference. So I just wanted to make sure that you knew how to find that. And another thing that to consider if your child is thinking about or currently enrolled in advanced placement courses and they're doing dual credit as well as concurrent courses with Atlantic Cape, they can send their AP scores of a 3 or higher in that subject to earn college credit. So that's another way to continue to build their Atlantic Cape Community College transcript. So every college is different in terms of what score they require for advanced placement. Most 4-year colleges and universities, in my experience, are looking for a 4 or a 5, even though 3 is a passing score on the AP exam. So that's what's really nice about that relationship with Atlantic Cape, is that they could actually get credit for passing their advanced placement courses, and it doesn't cost an additional fee to get those credits at Atlantic Cape. You have to pay the money for the AP test, which is around $96 this year, and then just simply send your scores, and they will include that on your transcript. And Donna, did you want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, certainly there's no doubt, parents, this is another incredible opportunity to continue to gain college credit. So if your son or daughter is taking AP courses, our college automatically accepts that, as Mrs. Ove mentioned, with no additional cost, as long as the student has a minimum of a 3 on that AP exam. But Mrs. Oves, if you don't mind, I want to talk about, because I saw on your screen, you addressed Stockton University.
Yes.
And I want to talk to parents about Stockton. We recognize that Stockton University also has some dual credit opportunities with Ocean City High School. What does that mean for early college with Atlantic Cape? Well, Atlantic Cape participates in what we call a reverse transfer opportunity. So should your son or daughter take dual credit courses at Ocean City High School that are approved for credit at Stockton University, we will accept them in what we call a reverse transfer. So for the courses that we perhaps may not have approved at Ocean City High School, but Stockton University does, and your son or daughter wishes to take them, then we encourage that relationship. There is an incredible opportunity for them to take some of those courses and transfer them back to Atlantic Cape. We see that happen with a number of our high schools, and some of our early college models that I'm working on right now, as these students are getting ready to graduate, have a good 6, possibly 9 credits from Stockton or another community college that may have dual credits with the high school, and we're accepting them in what we call reverse transfer. So I don't want you to think that if your son or daughter takes Stockton courses, they're not going to be eligible for early college at Atlantic Cape. They clearly will be, and that's what we refer to as a reverse transfer agreement. I just wanted to make sure that I clarified that, Mrs. O's.
Thank you so much, because that's a really important point. And you can see here, a 3-credit course, the cost this year was $177.90, and a 4-credit course was $237.20. And the financial aid office has been really helpful with families. For example, if you can't pay for the course all up front, you can do payments. You can see the payment schedule for the fall enrolled courses. For those of you who are freshman parents and have a child in financial literacy, which all of you probably will have somebody in financial literacy, that course qualifies, and you can still register for that class for this year to get dual credit in that particular course. And then finally, for upperclassmen who are planning on going to a 4-year college and not enrolling in Atlantic Cape, once you graduate, these are the directions right here for how to request a transcript to be sent from Atlantic Cape to your college or university of choice. Okay.
Toby, can you show the courses? I think that there's like 14 courses right now in a contract.
There's a number of them, yes.
Yeah, and we're hopeful that we'll continue to add some additional courses. But right now we have a decent number of courses that will qualify for the dual credit.
I can share with you, and I hope you don't mind, Mrs. Oves,
Oh.
that we're looking at additional courses in science, history, and social science that potentially will add to this list that will be eligible for dual credit in academic year 2022.
Fingers crossed. And I did want to share some information that Donna shared with me, and I knew that we had a lot of students that took advantage of dual credit. I just didn't realize how many last year. 212 students were enrolled in dual credit with Atlantic Cape Community College just last year, totaling 705 college credits. Now, as a parent of a rising senior, any credits I can get at that tuition rate, I'm going to get. We are in an economic crisis with student loan debt at $1.4 trillion, which is more than all the credit card debt combined in the country. So this is a very fiscally responsible and fairly easy way to earn credit and save a lot on college tuition and college costs. So does anybody have any other questions that maybe we haven't addressed? We have a phenomenal Atlantic Cape panel here for you to answer any questions that you may have. So
Mrs. Oves, can I just share the example that I shared with you the other day?
Absolutely.
We have a full-time faculty member on my team at Atlantic Cape who lives in Middle Township, and his children go to Middle Township High School. And we have a number of dual credit opportunities at Middle Township as well. And he took advantage of putting his sons and daughter in every opportunity for, like Mrs. Oves mentioned, for dual credit. And his one son graduated from Middle Township with, I want to say, 15, if not 18 dual credits, which was well over the equivalent of already one college semester. And while he was at a school in Pennsylvania, he continued during his winter break and his summer to take additional courses with us at Atlantic Cape. And as he was preparing to enter his junior year, the spring of his junior year, his guidance counselor informed him that should he take, I think, one more college credit with us in the summer, he would actually shave off his entire senior year. So it was an incredible savings for the family, and he was able to finish in a year and a summer. And needless to say, our faculty member was, he is one of our best champions of dual credit because it truly benefited. And he has 4 children. And so the 3 of them are in college and one is still at Middle Township. And strong supporter, and said this is the best thing since sliced bread that happened to our family.
That's such a great story. And, we have many stories like that. I had a student that took advantage of dual credit and the AP offerings that we had through the combination. She went to Northeastern and started out as a first semester sophomore. Most professional programs are requiring advanced degrees now as well. So, you're looking at potentially a master's degree, unless you're doing, engineering or, where you're coming out with a degree and you don't need an advanced degree. But many, many career fields now are requiring additional education. So if you can get, your general education courses, like Donna mentioned earlier, out of the way, or at least at a reduced cost, it can be a huge savings for your family. But it's going to take some work on the family's part. If you're looking at a school that's out of state, or, you'll have to reach out to the admissions office and just make sure that they're going to accept those transfer credits. Those really competitive schools, the Harvards, the Dukes, the Princetons of the world, they really don't accept transfer credit. Occasionally, the University of Pennsylvania will, but it's really a school by school basis. So I'd love to be able to say, yes, all colleges are going to take it. This is how they're going to take it. That's just not the case in higher education. It's a very gray area. So yes, it will take a little bit of more work on your part, but I think it'll be well worth it. Any other questions come up throughout our discussion?
I just wanted to mention a couple of things. As far as students who take classes at Stockton, dual credit courses, I just wanted to let you know that currently right now we're starting to accept our Jumpstart students, which are their seniors who are planning to come and attend Atlantic Cape, or those students who will probably have dual credit with us already and are going to take advantage of completing their degree with us, which is wonderful. But in receiving these students' applications, some of these students who are already taking dual credit with Atlantic Cape and with Stockton, I've seen an increase of students applying to Atlantic Cape and turning in those transcripts from Stockton to us in order to gain a few more credits. So those students who are taking advantage of Stockton's dual credit are also taking advantage of the fact that, hey, let me go to Atlantic Cape, get my associate's degree, transfer whatever credits I've earned through Stockton's dual credit program over to Atlantic Cape, which we accept, as Donna had mentioned. And, adding to those credits that equal to the 60 that they're going to need to get that associate's degree with Atlantic Cape. And then from there, hopefully either transfer back to Stockton or to one of the other four-year institutions. So they're definitely starting to take advantage of that. And it could be, because of the economic hardship we are all going through right now, but I see a lot of parents are definitely steering their son or daughter over to the community colleges. The other thing I wanted to mention really quick is we didn't talk about those final grades. The final grades that the students earn at the Ocean City High School dual credit, those final grades, they get recorded and sent over to Atlantic Cape. So whatever your final grade is for your son or daughter in the subject areas are also their final grade at Atlantic Cape. And so that also becomes a part of their official transcript here with us. So if the students are earning those A's and B's, which Ocean City students are phenomenal, they are all wonderful students. I've never seen any bad students come through. They definitely focus on striving for the high GPAs, which is very impressive. Those are their final grades here with us. So if they get an A in the course, they get an A at Atlantic Cape for that final grade as well. So I just wanted to touch base on that really quick because we didn't talk about that. But yeah, those final grades are definitely something that we record as well.
That's a great point. I got another excellent question. When can students start taking courses at Atlantic Cape Community College? I'll address our process and then I'll turn it over to the Atlantic Cape panel. If a student is interested, all they need to do is request a letter from their school counselor stating that they feel that they can handle the rigor of an Atlantic Cape Community College course. It's a 3-4 sentence letter. The student would then apply at atlantic.edu, not for dual credit, just as a student. And then if they don't have test scores, they would need to schedule a placement test with Atlantic Cape. They will take SATs, ACTs, or the placement test. So you would want to schedule your placement test. And if you have a freshman, that is really, really wants to get those credits started, they can certainly do that. Maybe this summer they want to try one course. But yes, at any grade level, they can take college courses. The AccuPlacer is just to make sure that they're on college level so that they can handle the rigor of the coursework. Does anybody else want to touch on that question?
Well, I think you answered it, Mrs. Oves. Certainly they can take these courses before they graduate high school. That's the beauty of early college, because as I shared earlier, early college models really are a wonderful combination of dual credit, possibly concurrent credit, and the determination and persistence of the student who wishes to take additional courses at Atlantic Cape via daytime, nighttime, online, winter break, summer break. So yes, I mean, they can certainly take as many of those courses as possible. That's why it does exist, and we have seen it, the possibility of a student graduating with both that diploma and a high school diploma in their hand. It is possible, but as I mentioned very early on this evening when we started, it doesn't come without an incredible amount of willingness, ability, and determination of the student. This is college. This is rigor. And so it's not for everyone. But again, the student who even gains 3 college credits while they're still in high school is one step ahead of many students who didn't have that possibility. So whether it's 3, 9, 15, or 60, every one of those steps along the way are certainly successful steps for a student.
Something I wanted to mention about finances as well, it just came to mind as Donna was explaining that. Families can use 529 savings for dual credit and concurrent enrollment courses with Atlantic Cape. So if you have a 529 savings, you can use that. Unfortunately, however, students are not eligible for financial aid until they're an enrolled student with Atlantic Cape, graduate from high school and fully enrolled. So that's the one negative, is that it is an out-of-pocket expense. They will set up a payment plan, but it is an out-of-pocket expense for our families, but at an extremely reduced rate.
Right, students who decide to take classes outside of the high school timeframe, meaning if they want to take it on their own, not dual credit or concurrent, will pay the tuition rate that all regular students pay.
Correct.
Plus fees.
Right. It's still a lot less expensive than a 4-year college. It's still going to be comparatively very affordable. Although I know it is a great expense, any college education is, but it's the best bang for your buck. I hate to use slang, but so I think we've hit all those points. Once you're working towards an associate's degree, Atlantic Cape Community College advisors are there for you. You would work with them to make sure that you're meeting the requirements required for that associate's degree. And they'll walk you through all of those different courses that you'll need to complete in order to qualify for an associate's degree. So who would they contact, Carol, in the event that they are interested in meeting with an advisor to do this dual degree program?
So we actually have advising appointments virtually or in person. So Mays Landing is open every day. Come on in and talk to an advisor. There's no appointment necessary. Monday and Wednesday, Atlantic City is open 9 to 4. And Tuesdays and Thursdays would be for Cape May Courthouse. But we do have a form on the web, and I'd be happy to share it with you, where you can set up an advising appointment and feel free to, talk with an advisor.
Thank you. We just got another excellent question. These questions are amazing. Can a student take a class at Atlantic Cape and have it count towards high school graduation? That is a gray area. We have met a lot of success with, yes, those courses. Now that we have this symbiotic relationship, this dual diploma program, and that contract that we signed with Atlantic Cape last November, the administration is more willing to accept Atlantic Cape Community College credits in that will possibly count towards your high school diploma as well. You need pre-approval for that. There is a form that your school counselor will give you to complete that we need to give to administration for approval, but it's been a very symbiotic relationship. So if that's something you're interested in doing, definitely reach out to your school counselor, and they will help you with the paperwork and that needs to be completed to utilize ACCC credit towards high school graduation.
These are great questions.
That was a great question. Something I would have forgotten to cover. Yeah, and it can be not dual credit and not concurrent. It can be an Atlantic Cape Community College course. You know, certainly I had a student a few years ago that really just wanted to graduate early. So she was able to take Composition 1 101 for English 12. And then she had one other graduation requirement she needed and additional credits, and she did it in the summer and graduated early. So that's another option. You know, if you have a child that's really motivated to start college, it can be done. You just have to work hand in hand with your school counselor. I hope that answers the question. It's like crickets. But so many great questions tonight. Well, after we hang up from this meeting, please do not feel like this is a one and done thing. Carmen, I talk to almost every day, Carol almost every day, and Donna at least once a week. You know, so they're phenomenal resources for you. Don't feel like you can't reach out to them as well. Carmen's information is all over our website as well as Carol's. So, you know, they're not hiding from you. They'll be here to answer any questions if you forgot to ask them tonight. You could go through me or directly to them. Either way is fine. Donna, your expertise has been amazing. Your efforts championing additional opportunities for our students. I can't thank you enough. What a great opportunity.
Well, and thank you, Mrs. Oves. And I have to share again, parents, and I truly mean this. I give an incredible amount of thanks and credit to Dr. Kathleen Taylor and Dr. Matthew Jamison. They have, every time Dr. Gaba and I, our college president, have talked to them about increasing the opportunities for a closer alignment, they have been nothing short of supportive. They recognize the advantage for Ocean City High School students, and they appreciate the partnership, and we are very thankful for that relationship. So truly, when I say your administration is on top of all of this, looking at every possible opportunity for Ocean City High School students, I truly mean that. So our thanks to your administration.
Thank you. I'll be sure to pass that along to them as well. Well, if there aren't any other questions, I just, again, thank you so much, Carmen, Carol, Donna, students and families that logged on tonight. I feel like this was such a phenomenal opportunity for us to have a great discussion about the opportunities with early college and dual degree programs that we're really trying to promote and give access to our students and families. It's an amazing program. I'm involved in it as a parent and as a professional, and I think it's fantastic. So if you have any other questions after tonight, feel free to reach out to me or any of the individuals on the panel. And thank you so much for your great questions. I look forward to working with all of you in the near future.
Yes, I look forward to
Thank you,
Mrs.
Oves.
as well. But thank you for having us.
Thank you, everyone. Good
Have a good
luck.
evening.